Hello viewers, welcome back to Snap's Let's Learn Academy. In previous lecture we have discussed the types of system calls. In this lecture we will understand what are all the system programs used in the operating systems. So the system programs in an operating system are the software tools, and these software tools that help the user to manage the files, run the programs and control the system resources. So therefore we say that the system programs are very important aspects of the modern computers, and it is a collection of system services. So system programs are nothing but a collection of system services, right? It's a very important aspects for today's modern computers, because these system programs provides a software tool that helps the user to run the programs, manage the files, run the programs and control all the resources of the computer system. And also they include the file management, program loaders, compilers, system utilities, etc. Right. Now in operating system, this was the diagram which was studied in the first lecture. There we have seen this diagram. This diagram provides the user applications. So these users uses the user applications, right? So system programs means like compilers, assemblers, text editors, word processors, spreadsheet applications, presentation softwares, databases. All these are the application programs, right? And all these services of these applications are provided by the system programs, right? System programs. Now user directly cannot access the hardware. These hardwares are provided by the operating system, and operating system provides the interface between user and the computer hardware, but user can interact with the application softwares which are installed into the modern computer system, right? And all these applications interact with the operating system because application softwares are loaded on operating system. So therefore all applications are loaded on operating system. So these text editor, assembler, compiler, word processor, database, these interact with the operating system, and operating system interact with the computer hardware. So therefore we are saying that to get the system services we need a system programs. The system programs provides the system services. Now let us understand the system programs. The first one is the file management. For any system there is a file management. So this file management is used to create the file, right? Delete the file. So this service in types of system calls also we had discussed the file management in previous lecture. There also we have seen this create, delete and all. So here we have, these are the user programs. So therefore we have a create, delete, copy, rename, print, etc. User and operating system interface lecture. So I have already used copycon for creating a file, del command for deleting a file, cp command in the Unix and copy command in the DOS is used for copy the file. REN command in the DOS is used to rename the file, right? Print command is used to print the file. So all these services are provided by the system programs. The next is the status information. So status information means to obtain the date and time. We can refer the system service which is called as status information. So we are getting the status information like date and time of the system, the amount of available memory or a disk space of a particular disk drive, right? So how much memory is available, how much disk space has been utilized for which process, or which process is occupying how much of memory. We can obtain all that detailed information in the status information service or system call. Number of users, how many number of users are connected with your computer, or how many users are using the computer, or if you want to know how many has been already used this computer. So before me, I want to know who are all used this computer. I can go for log check, I can check the log, I can check how many users, what are their names, what are their IDs, through which ID, who has logged in my system. So how many users already logged in and logged out, and how many presently using the system. If I connected with the network, so I can know how many users are using system, right? Detailed performance of the system, so I can get all the detailed performance of my system in the status information through this service. So detailed information regarding computer, your process, your attributes of the device, file, folders, etc. Login and debugging information. So login information, as I said here in the number of users. So login details, I can get all the login details as well as debugging information. So any error occurred while using the system, who has debugged that, so what has been debugged, etc. File modification. Several text editors may be available to create, modify the content of the file stored on the disk or other storage device. So that modification, if some user or any user is doing, means he is using the file modification service. With the help of file modification service, one can create and modify the content of the file with the help of text editors. So variety of text editors are available for creating and modifying the content of the files which are stored on the disk or any other storage devices. There may also be special commands to search the contents or the files or perform transformation of the text. Means we have special commands, like when you open the Google, you will be getting a text box. There you can type anything or something which you want to search. Just type that content or a keyword and click on the search. So the content will be searched for you. Similarly, in computer there is a special command to search any file which you want to open for reading or writing purpose. So you can search that file or perform transformation of text, means modification you want to perform. So that can be performed with the special command, right? So that commands belongs to file modification services. The next service is the programming language support. Programming language support means all the services which we have in the systems are generated by one of the language, either it is C, CPP or Java or Python kind of language, which is called programming language. We can use that programming language, or we can use any other programming language for the user and for the operating system. So The programming language support is for the compilers, for the assemblers, for the debuggers, for the interpreters. So these services are necessary, right? So for any programming language, without these services, like if you don't have the compiler, C cannot be executed. For executing the C, you need the compilers, right? So any error which occurred, you need a debugger to debug that error, right? Debug that error. If you have Java, the interpreter is needed to interpret your high level language into machine level language. So interpreter is used to transfer your high level language into the machine level language. So these are the some of the common programming languages which are often provide the user with the operating system. Program loading and execution. So this service is also provided by the operating system. Once the program is assembled or compiled, it must be loaded into the memory to be executed. And for that, the system may provide the absolute loader, reallocatable loader, linkage editors, overlay loaders. So for the debugging system for either higher level language or machine level language are needed as well. For if you are writing a program, right? If you are writing a program in high level language or in machine level language, you need a debugger to debug the errors, right? So errors which are generated during the execution, right? During the execution must be debugged by the debugging system. So this service is also provided by operating system. So program loading service and program execution service. So absolute loader and reallocatable loader loads the program, and for linkage editors links the program code with the system library and also overlay loaders. And then any error occurred, debugging system will debug the system and it provides the needed solution to debug your program and re-execute it. Whether your program is written in either high level language or in machine level language, it doesn't matter. So debugging system debugs all the errors from both the languages, right? So this is the use of program loading and executing. Okay, the next service is the communication service. So these programs provide the mechanism for creating virtual connection among the process, user or computer system. As shown in this example, so user can connect with each other, right? With this communication service provided by OS, we can create the virtual connections among the processes, users or computer systems. And also the communication service allows the user to send the message to one to another screen. One to another screen means a user of this user can send the message to another user screen, because already we have created the virtual connection. So with the virtual connection we can establish the connection between the users and their computer system. Then this communication service allows the user to send the message from one user screen to another user screen and also to browse the web pages. So communication service, when it establishes the virtual connection among the users, it also establishes the connection with the internet. Our computer will be having the internet facility. Once our internet gets on, our system gets connect, the communication established between the internet and computer. Say example, so our computer is connected with the internet connection, then we can able to browse the web pages. So browsing the web pages is also the service provided by communication. To send email messages or to log in remotely, to transfer the file from one machine to another machine using FTP protocol. We can send the file or transfer the file from one machine to another machine, right? So all these communication can be done with the communication service of operating system. Apart from these services, there is a background service. So background service means it runs in background. It doesn't show on monitor screen. It doesn't display on the screen, but it runs at behind the screen, which are called background services. So this service is also provided by operating system to user. All general purpose system have methods for launching certain system program processes at boot time, right? So in the second lecture we have discussed the operating system basics. In operating system basics we have discussed bootstrap program. So in the bootstrap program I have said that the bootstrap program is available in the ROM, read only memory. When you switch on your computer system, right, all the program and operating system must be loaded into RAM. So before the RAM loads the OS from the HDD, hard disk drive, so your OS is stored into HDD, hard disk drive. So directly it cannot access operating system and loads into the RAM. So there is a ROM chip is having a bootstrap program. That bootstrap program first initiate of loading the operating system to RAM and all the necessary program into the RAM. So therefore there is a methods for launching a certain system program processes at boot time. So those are the background services, right? The bootstrap is the background service program. That background service program or system program process at a boot time is the bootstrap program. It doesn't show on the screen, but it works behind the screen to load the operating system, and then we can obtain certain screens of the operating system. If you have Windows, you will be getting desktop. If you have any other operating system, their initial screen displayed on the screen. Some of these processes terminate after completing their task, while other continue run until the system halted. Means some of the process terminate by process by the user or by the processor. We can terminate by normally or abnormally, right? We can complete the task and that task are shown on the screen. So we close the file that is displayed on the screen and we can see whether the file is closed or not. We can view, but certain programs run in the background continuously until the system gets halted. That is the background service of the operating system. Right, so along with the system programs, right, so we have other programs that are useful in solving the common problems or performing common operations, right? For example, say web browsers, we have Internet Explorer, Chrome, Mozilla, Firefox, etc. So all these are the web browsers, right? So web browsers are also the programs, right? Along with the system programs, The operating system are supplied with the programs that are useful for solving the common problems or performing the common operations. Like any web page can be opened with the help of web browser. So you can choose any of the web browser and you can open the web pages or any website. Similarly, word processor software is there to open the word processor applications, and you can create any reports, notes, leaflets, etc. Spreadsheet softwares are there to create the uh, spreadsheet for preparing the accounts or maintaining the accounts, creating the charts, creating the pivot tables, etc. So database systems are used for creating the databases and storing the user information in the databases. There is a compilers who compiles your program, translate your high level language into the machine level language. Plotting and statistical analysis packages. So plotting and statistical analysis packages are used to fetch the particular data, analyze the data, and prepare the charts or bar charts, ratio charts, pie charts, etc. And there are gaming applications or programs. So those are also used for the common problems or performing the common operations. So all these are the programs, all these are the application programs. We say application programs or the system programs. These all programs are useful for solving the common problem or performing the common operations, right? So hope you understood all these. So thank you for watching.